Welcome to Passionate Pulse podcast. We are thrilled to have an esteemed guest from the world of Indian instrumental music. She made the remarkable decision to pursue a career in music. Despite having a background in commercial art and graduating from the prestigious JJ School of Arts in India, her journey with the harmonium began at a very young age, inspired by her mother, Smita Modak. What started as a personal exploration soon evolved into a professional calling with the invaluable guidance from Guru Vidushi Shirodkar during her formative years. Today, she continues to excel with advanced lessons under the mentorship of Dr. Dilip Gaitondeji. This is a compelling example of choosing a life driven by passion over conforming to societal norms. She, along with her husband, a renowned tabla player named Pushkaraj Joshi, runs the instrumental music school known as Sangeet Kala Niketan. She mesmerizes audiences with her harmonium solos and provides exceptional accompaniment to renowned classical artists during live performances. Supriya Modak-Joshi is a dynamic and adaptive accompanist capable of enhancing the melodies created by a versatile vocalist. She is an integral part of the mainstream music scene, despite the harmonium's less acknowledged role. Join us as we hear from Supriya Modak-Joshi on how one can craft a fulfilling life by pursuing their passions and transcending societal boundaries to make a significant impact. Namaskar. Welcome to Passionate Pulse podcast. It's her first US tour that she's here for, and I'm excited to see how her experience was and unfolding her journey as a harmonium field as a career instead of pursuing the commercial art field, which could have featured a more lucrative the family life, I would say. Hi.
Yeah, namaskar and hi. Nice to be here with you. Yeah, it's been my pleasure that I'm a part of this podcast. I've been touring with Gauri Tai since September, and it's my first US tour, as you stated, and the experience is really lovely. The people are very connective, and so I'm enjoying it a lot.
Amazing. So, I like to understand, how you enter into this harmonium field. I mean, just into the music, generally people, as a girls, many girls would start singing first and then, picking up on the instruments. Your journey was little bit reversed.
Yeah. There's just a small, what you can say, a situation where my mother realized that I have more interest in playing the harmonium. She used to go for a harmonium class, and she also sings the light music. And so one day, when she was playing harmonium, I just went there and thought that, yeah, Mama, please teach me this, And at that time, I was just 6 years old.
Wow.
So at that moment, I think that is the point that it started from that basic level. And later on, my school teacher, Veena Joshi, then Pandit Prakash Chetnesji, who helped me to pursue the degree of the Sangeet Visharad in harmonium. So it started that way. I started getting gurus this way, and for solo and harmonium accompaniment, as you stated, Vidushi Shirodkar, I pursued training and lessons from her. And at that point is what you make a self-realization, or you realize that yes, this is really a field which goes deep within. Of course, all fields, they go deep within, but at that point when I was taking lessons from her, that solo and harmonium accompaniment are, of course, they are connected, but they go the deeper, the way you explore it for years. And right now I'm taking lessons from Dr. Dilip Gaitonde.
So you are also a continuous learner.
Yeah. And after my school, I went to the JJ School of Arts and took a commercial arts degree. And I was working with ad agency as a visualizer.
Wow.
And my talim was also going on with Seematai. But at a point, I found out that we can give justice to one, because the time you need to spend with respect to riyas and the energy you need to channelize mentally, physically, both, is what you can, at the end of your life, you can end with one thing as something like you feel personally you have contributed from your side.
So when did you leave that ad agency and decided to take this as your career?
Okay, I passed out from JJ's Club of Arts in 2005. Later on, I was working with ad agency, and in 2006, I concluded or ended up that I will pursue music as my profession, or I'll be pursuing music as in which in and out I'll be like to be a part of it, And then in 2007, I married Pushkaraj Joshi, as you stated. He's a tabla player. He's a disciple of Pandit Vishwanath Shirodkarji and Pandit Suresh Tawalkarji. He was also learning at the same time with Vishwanath Dada. And there we met, and things worked out. And from 2007, we married, and we founded Sangeet Kala Niketan, which is a music base in Mumbai, wherein our students come and learn tabla and harmonium.
Oh, wow.
So till date it's been going on, and being a musical family, as we can say, like our gurus. So we have been through this for years now.
Wonderful. So when you decided to switch your focus to this field as your profession, as your life, how was that decision taken back then? It is very easy in the early careers to switch and not think about the results sometimes, but still there are many with whom we fall back as a family. How did they made it wiser choice for you? Because everybody will state their opinions, but in spite of that you still have to decide and move on. It was hard, right?
It was hard, but being what you think, whatever is closer to your heart, you find you get attracted to it, and of course find a way that yes, this can be my rest of the part of my life. So I was working, and at the same time, as I said, I was busy with few concerts, and few students also approached me for learning and taking lessons. And then what used to happen that the concerts used to be at weekends, as of now also. So we had holiday only on a Sunday for my job, and then for Saturday concerts I used to ask my boss can you give me a bit of concessional hours so that I can start early. Once or twice I think this is okay, but every time it finds difficult. So at that time I found that I need to give justice, and this is the point where you have to take a decision. And of course my parents, Smita Modak and Uday Modak, they fully supported me, and till date they are with us for this whole journey. It is not just that you have a family later on, so with various aspects you need that support, and they've been supporting me.
Now that you mention about having the family and pursuing these art forms or these fields which are volatile and demands your weekends, how do you manage back in the home with your family setup? It's challenging. Both of you are running the school. That can run probably on the weekdays for the kids, but when these bigger concerts are coming up, and as a performing artist we are supposed to perform, right? So you can't shy away from that and say knocking them down those opportunities. How does it work?
Since my son Rajas, he is 12 years old, so we have a school routine from Monday to Friday. The moment he goes to the school, we start our riyaz, our own riyaz, and then later on by late afternoon and till maybe 8 or 9 in the evening, we have our classes where students come and learn from us. That is the weekday routine, and to be able to perform to the fullest for the concerts, everyday riyaz is what we feel is absolutely essential. So for Monday to Friday, that is the schedule, and for weekends when we are busy with concerts, we manage now, since he is 12, we also take him along with us, being managing the family and our musical journey. It goes so hand in hand.
He's growing up in that good environment. Wonderful, but I'm sure there are a lot of challenges you have to tackle. Having you said your mom dad are supportive enough, so
Yeah.
probably that setup helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That is very, very necessary. What I feel, being two artists in one house and like managing everything at that level, you need that support system.
So going further, like now that it's a first tour, when you perform outside India, in India what happens is the music is known, the field is known, the audience knows what to expect, and they also understand the accompanied instruments, how do they play role, and where one will get weightage, one will not. But when you're doing outside, how do you think that people have perceived it, or so far 25 concerts are done, 7 are pending, so what is your experience with that? Was it something different than India, or there were like new experiences that you like to mention?
They were new and of course very lovely experiences, what I can say. Like people have been saying that we get to see the artists very, very closer, being connected to the audience while we perform. And here also, of course, now post COVID, many artists have been touring, so it has all started here also. But in comparison to India, the frequency of concerts here is limited, so they find it very, very much enjoyable, and it is very receptive part from their side, that what you can say, the appreciation which we all get, and we are really pleased. And I'm like very much satisfied and happy being touring first time here in US, but having a lovely audience, and I've been getting their blessings since the day I started.
Oh, wonderful. One more question I like to ask is, like, you are accompanying Gauri Tai, and she's having a classical singing concerts right now. You accompany her as a instrumental player. Those are some of the roles that people don't want to take up nowadays, and that's where many people are not into, oh, maybe I don't want to learn this, I want to be in the mainstream, I want to be having a focus on myself. Taking a backseat and creating the teamwork to flourish the mainstream is not so keen on, right? But you're the one who have not learned the music as such. You learn only the instruments. I mean, of course, you know the tai, lay, and all those raga, everything you will learn, even though you're learning a musical instruments. But taking that back seat and choosing that back seat as my front seat is a very different line of thought.
Of course, I will like to specify that all my gurus have been through their experiences, they have been sharing, like, being the role of an accompanist when the instrument is before you. You have to be, what you can say, twice or maybe more than that way at times, physically, mentally, emotionally ready, and very, very like the, what you can say, the blotting paper, how it blots, the thought process of the vocalist when he or she is singing. You need to grasp that at those very moments, just like the shadow, and at the same time you need to support the artist. And when you have those spaces where the artist give us the chance to what you can say, the creativity of from our side to be given inputs in, so at that time also you need to have those creative aspects which are matching to his or her thoughts, and then enhance the performance, that is what is important. And at the same time, it should not be felt that you are overpowering the artist, because your role is that of the accompanist. It literally starts from the posture, the way you sit, the tone of the harmonium while you are accompanying, the tone or sound you create when it is your slot, or when the tabla player is performing, giving his inputs in it. It goes that way. And at the end, being a teamwork, it has to be at that level that sab gul mil gaye, or the impact should be good. That is what should be thought of always.
Wonderful. But you know what you're saying, it's an art. It's an art in itself to be a passive yet make the art form flourish and fulfill or complete.
Correct.
Nothing can be complete if one of the ligament or one of the element is missing in that.
Correct.
So having that thought process and sitting with that thought process or accompanist, that makes a different journey.
Course. Yeah.
But when you accompany these different mainstream artists, like today Gauri Pathare ji, tomorrow somebody else, and many times you don't get that time to riyaz with them, but still you have to get a tone of that artist. You have to understand their temperament, like when they will reach or when they will experiment, because sometimes what happens, they themselves don't know when they are experimenting. The classical music, that's the beauty, right?
Yeah.
Everything that experiment happens is right then and there, and you have to catch hold of it and move on from there.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? So how does that work? I mean, one has to be so alert at it.
Yeah, of course. Like it happens that way. Like now, due to YouTube and such, media, we get to know the artist little bit. If he or she is new or he is coming from some other town, and we are accompanying with him for the first time. So we get to see few of the videos or audios on the YouTube. But as you said, our classical music is such, वहाँ पे ही वो सब हो जाता है. So we have to be at that point so much alert, like trying to be with him, like behind him. What I will try to specify for every sur and phrase and the thought which he is trying to present is what is put to challenge. Like your reflexes have to be very strong. You have to be at that point so much, जैसे घुल मिल गए उसके साथ. That feeling is very important, because the thought process he or she is trying to unfold, you have to match with it at that point. And that is what the riyaz, the solo riyaz also does help in this. And as I always say, like all the vocalists we have been performing, they all are also our gurus. Because a particular rag, for example, if we can say, the way they think and unfold it with respect to alapi, tan, whatever may be the different gharanas, whatever they have learned, it gives us inputs which are really useful in our solo performances. And at the same time, their thought process needs to be absorbed, and you have to replicate it in the slot which you get in it. Ultimately, the performance has to be at that level, like audience will enjoy it.
Wonderful. So you really mentioned well about the accompanying artist, but you are also doing some solo performance. So far you have done few, and you'll be performing here in Bay Area as well. Would you like to mention how that is coming up and how audience is taking the harmonium solos?
The response what I got from the harmonium solo performances was overwhelming, and people say like harmonium solo we get to listen it to much a limited extent, that is the live thing what I'm talking about, but through that also you try to unfold the gaiki. And the journey goes that way as being associated with various vocalists. So we try to put in our thoughts, and of course the different gharanas, their styles are I think unknowingly might be reflected in the performances, and people have been enjoying it a lot. Now on 7th of November, Vivek Datarji, one of the most senior harmonium players from the Bay Area. So he has planned my solo, being associated with California Art Association.
Kala?
So, that way. So I'm looking forward to perform here in Bay Area. I'm very much excited.
I'm sure Bay Area audience will give you amazing response, and we wish you good luck for that.
Thank you.
We'll quickly do the rapid fire round. Is that okay?
Fine.
So one enemy that comes in an artist life, one should be very vigilant about that enemy in the artist life. Because you are accompanist, you are hearing everybody passively. I think you can unfold at the best. What it could be?
Time, what I can say is the answer.
One book or any movie or a documentary that you think our audience should be like reading or exploring it to experiment?
Okay, just now recently I saw Pandit Tulsidas Borkarji's document. He is our Dada Guru. So I feel that is really a source of inspiration which everyone should look
Watch.
through. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I will watch that. Your favorite musical genre, although you're learning harmonium or you are into harmonium, but the piano, keyboard, and all those, where there are it's a similar part, right?
Correct.
But apart from harmonium, what it could be, if you have to pick up any other instrument?
Acha. Do you feel I should give answer with respect to some instrumentalist, like
Could be.
specifying?
Yeah, that's fine.
Because like my first love are the vocalists. Though I myself am learning harmonium or pursuing in it, but Gana Saraswati Kishoritai Amonkar is what touches me a lot.
Oh, wonderful. Imagine you have all the resources in your hand, or have abundant the help or whatever that you want to create with, as if it's you have a magical wand in your hand. What type of world in the music, because you are into the music, you like to paint or bring the new norm? Anything, it could be as an accompanist, it could be at the frontier, like, because you are the one who are encountering challenges every now and then, taking music as a professional field, building life through it.
I think harmonium is much, what you can say, has a history of say 150 or 200 years, comparatively a newer instrument as compared to the others. So it has been like, now people are seeing it as a solo instrument along with other instruments. So I think more and more people should get into it and bring it to a stage where it can get a form or a stage or a level of appreciation to that level. It has been started, but till now I feel like it is our responsibility, and of course the next generation, to make it or take it to that place as other instruments, sitar, tabla, santur.
That has not happened. So somebody has to put those efforts.
It is not happened. That is what I personally feel.
Yeah, maybe somebody has to do the world record with the harmonium. then the glory comes.
Correct.
Oh, wonderful. It was wonderful to have you on the podcast. But before we depart, we'd like to have an advice question for our audience. Those who are passionate in doing something. So this particular, my podcast audience is the passionate audience. They need not be professionally expert or masters, but they passionately want to drive their life. So from that, and going with your journey as a youngster, you identified and you took a right turn at a right point. Many people take turns at the latter points when they understand, they want to repair something.
Okay.
Right? So building that kind of youth is so important, right? At the right time, right turn, then the right flight can be boarded. For that, parents have to do a lot of efforts to finding out that part and molding their children to look into vigilant way.
Correct.
So for parents, what advice you would like to give? And as a mother, as an accompanist, I think you're the best nurturing person. I can have the guidance.
I really like this question. With my personal experience, what I feel is, if your child is really into it, what he or she feels is connected since childhood, then trust him or her and make a point to give him an environment, good gurus who can nurture the thoughts and make him or her mature at that stage. And consistent efforts, sadhana, is what is in any field, what I can say, and it really helps you achieve or accomplish your goals when you turn and see back at it. That is what I feel. So
wow, wonderful, Supriya. Thank you for coming here, spending your time and sharing your experiences and wisdom to our audience. It was really wonderful talking to you, though it was a short meet, but I think I enjoyed it.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for inviting. and having my podcast here.
Yeah. Good luck for your concerts and keep coming. Gauritai will be coming again. We wish to see you and see your solo performances. Maybe you can come with the workshops as well, along with her. That would be a wonderful tour to have it. Thank you. So audience, stay tuned to Passionate Pulse podcast. Do subscribe, share, like, and if you have liked this episode and if you think that there was a lot of good content that has come out from it, do mention it in the comment and do tag Supriya Joshi, and also do mention in the comment that who will you like to see next as our guest, which field you would like to have a guidance. We are here to take your comments. We'll read your comments, we'll find the right expert from the fields and we'll bring them on the stage. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.